We're rolling. Have to potty.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed.
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to Nerdbuzzed, the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about and drink a cool frosty brew while we're doing it. I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger, and with me as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
And confined over to the intern camp,
Jack Hughes.
Yeah, he's still here. And
Never
and
leave.
also joining us, making it a party.
Oh.
Yeah, you like that?
It can't be a party without a Benny.
That's right.
That's my name, by the way.
Yes, he's back. He's back. So, it's an after party.
Yeah.
There's no rules. We don't even have a script.
After
We're just going to roll with it. But we have also a new guest in the Nerd Room.
Wheel.
The Nerd Wheel. Handmade by yours truly.
Kudos, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Kudos, by
Thank
the
you.
way. Good
Thank
for
you.
you. Yeah,
Thank
getting
you.
your little,
Thank you.
engineering
Thank
on
you.
there. You know.
Jack's totally, he's patting me on the back too. He just can't
am
reach
I?
me from here. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You are. We're still going to be drinking the finger gun, so we're just going to keep the party rolling. But let's break in the wheel. We're going to spin it. It's going to pick a category for us, and we're going to rap about it.
All right.
Whatever we want to talk about.
Wait,
According to
rap?
the wheel.
Or are you just saying?
Yeah,
Oh,
you must.
That's
you
my
must
rap.
rhyme.
That's
I'm
my
not a
rap
lyricist.
impression.
I am not a lyricist.
Are we ready?
That's the best I got because
not
I'm
bad.
because I'm
That
white.
was
So-
good. That was good.
Wake up. Something like
I
that.
think I beat you though.
All right.
Winner, chicken dinner.
What's the wheel ask? Oh, big debate. Star Trek or Star Wars? This is a Nerdbuzz classic.
That's what it is?
Yep, right there.
That's the question.
Star Trek, Star Wars.
Oh, I thought it was said debate. You actually are. Okay, labeling.
Yeah.
Well, I know where I'm siding.
Well,
that's
let
the
us hear about
question.
it. You're the guest. You get to go first. That's the guest courtesy.
It's definitely Star Wars.
All right.
I never
Sweet.
was a Star Trek fan, except for there was just the one Tribble episode that Star Trek got to me.
Oh yeah.
And you don't
Those
like
little guys.
and
I'm
you don't
sorry.
like critters?
I like the little critter, not the critters movie. The Tribble. Who doesn't like a good little Tribble?
Yeah.
But overall, I'm a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, totally.
That's
hands
why
down.
the boat we're in.
Hands down.
So what is the why though? What distinguishes it?
Well, obviously the movies are still going, except for the one obviously right now. But I mean, that's what we grew up to. We've been talking about from episodes and what you have all in the memorabilia in here. It's like that's our generation, our demographic. I love it. They've kept it going, and how they did the series, and 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, 3, and then it's overall a great franchise. I would
Do
say.
you also love movies 1, 2, 3? Ooh, the room went silent.
So here's no. I will explain very briefly. I had boys 7 years ago. When all those movies were starting to then come out, I stopped watching because I wanted them to finish so we could all watch them together, and so I could be surprised because obviously we know what happens at a certain time element where it's completely been rearranged for some of us.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah.
But I'd like to then watch them all together, like doing like a powerhouse, watching all.
So you haven't seen?
Just a big binge watch.
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, that's
So you haven't seen which ones have you not seen?
4, 5, and 6. That's it. I have no.
Oh, you've never seen
You
1,
haven't
2,
seen
and
1, 2,
3?
and 3.
Oh, well,
You can
count yourself
totally-
lucky. Spoiler alert.
That's fine. I'm down. Like I've seen stuff online and all that, right?
Yeah.
But I've never seen them in full.
Because when you said you had younger kids and stuff, I was like, oh, so he's gonna go totally with 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
as being good because the younger generations are all over the 1, 2, and 3. So
Well, like we talked in the Halloween episode about the difference between, like the animatronics versus the special
Oh, I
effects
love
and
them
all
as a
that kind of
kid, 1,
stuff,
2, and
and how
3.
they hit these weird phases. I think those 1, 2, and 3s were this really weird time in movies where they were trying to figure out how to use special effects, like not practical
Like the
ones.
whole Jar Jar
Or-
Binks.
Yeah,
Everything-
but like
everything
every
had to be
single thing in the
animated.
movie was like green screened and like but it's abrasively kind of done.
Right.
It's like this weird. It feels off for sure,
yeah,
and it's a polished version of Star Wars, which is not what we love
Yeah.
about Star Wars.
yeah.
I
It's
agree.
one
Well,
of
that's the other thing that
one of the things we
kinda
complain
bugs us.
about Star Trek being so
Yeah,
clean.
yeah. I always say, I've said it multiple times when we've brought the two up, but Star Trek is the rich kids that live in the hills across town whose parents just keep buying them uniforms and a new starship.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars is they're the poor kids from the slum that have to like pull all their ships together just to make one ship because their parents, can't afford anything.
Right.
And it's more of a realistic future, I think.
Yeah.
There's no way we're all going to get along and wear the same suit and there's just no way. We're all going to keep arguing and fight each other in our garbage spaceships.
I don't know why I took that route. I think it's just, I heard so much about it. Obviously, being in broadcasting and it's all the hype and you hear all this and I'm like, I never really also had the time to bring it down and to sit down and to watch it. And then of course I became a parent. So then all that kind of went out the window and not enough time to really do it. And then I realized what I grew up with was now around their time frame. And so I finally backed up and said, all right, I'm going to watch them all together. Yeah. And let everyone else kind of do their thing. And have you seen this? Have you done?
Well, I would totally encourage you to almost even just don't worry about those 1, 2, and 3 and just pick up where they're taking off from now. And just keep going.
Really?
I don't know. I think you should watch it.
But I think you can watch those at any time. I don't think there's a rush to watch 1, 2, and 3.
Well, that's how it was set up to begin with.
Yeah. I think what they're doing now is very relevant to what those original 3 felt like, and it's just kind of more in sync with all that compared to those first 3. They feel like this.
Rogue One,
even though they're the first 3, they feel more like an afterthought.
Rogue One, Rogue One did do a good job of trying to tie the end of 3 together with 4, though.
Yeah, it did.
So, and I appreciate it for that. So,
cool.
So we got
also,
votes.
if
Star
you
Wars.
can, try and find the I know you can find it online, like of the original cuts or whatever, because any of the newer remastered versions of 4, 5, and 6 have been just kind of butchered by George Lucas.
Yes.
Just shoving in all these unnecessary special effects and more weird monsters.
Green screen garbage.
Mos Eisley. Mos Eisley has been kind of ruined, which sucks.
They got rid of the original band, and they're still there, but that's not. They had that weird singing lip thing.
But that's why it goes on the editing table for that reason. Yeah. They take and remove or whatever for the flow.
Yeah, but he's re-edited them 3, 4 times now.
Yeah, they're bad.
He added a lot.
The originals
of stuff.
are the way to go.
So try and find it online. I think it's free to watch.
The stuff he did where he cleaned up the speeders and like actually made solid lines. For
okay, that's
the Death Star explosion with the ring, that was kind of cool. I like that a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that he cleaned up. Totally 4. That was
he should have just ended there.
But adding the Jabba the Hutt scene, adding the singing thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff didn't need to be done.
Well, in some of those scenes where they added stuff, it feels like the camera could have just cut away, but instead it'll linger there just so this like CGI alien can walk.
Well, yeah,
by.
like
and
the
it's
guy.
come on, dude! They don't even need that. Yeah. Just cut away to the next scene.
Like the guy riding the bantha and it turns his head and it swings and he ends up. The stormtrooper,
you don't need those little filler things.
Whatever that was.
But that's what they're trying to make the movies now. It's like something needs to fulfill a void. It's that void that constantly needs to be filled, which it doesn't though.
Well, your business, so that's
right.
All about
that. Doesn't
though.
necessarily need to be there.
Yeah. Right. Well, and I guess really, if you're going to watch those 1, 2, and 3, and then keep going, maybe you should watch the new ones with as much of that crap in them as possible. It'll feel more in sync, right? Like who knows? I don't know. All right, so Star Wars. Yeah. I'm still I think it's a tough call, but I actually really enjoy Star Trek. My favorite is the original run with Kirk. I love anytime I taught my nephew to lock his hands together when you're going to hit people and say Captain Kirk after every time.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and he does it. He was all into the Hulk.
He's done it to me before.
Yeah. He's all into the Hulk, and he'd go Hulk punch and like punch you in the gut, and you were supposed to double up. We're playing, right? But then I was like, when they're doubled over, you lock your hands together and hit him on the back and scream Captain Kirk. And he was like, what? And then he ran around the rest of the day for weeks doing that to everybody.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, that's so cool, man.
That's awesome.
So there's definitely, and I watched it with my dad growing up, so I've got this. Even though I did just say he took me to the Star Wars, right? Yeah. I watched the crap out of that. My dad could never find his bathrobe because I was a Jedi all the time. So, right, I'd watch the crap out of both. But
but you're leaning a little more.
I like the Star Trek.
So it's got to be tough for you to make that decision.
It is really kind of tough for me. I love them both, for sure.
Yeah. I was a Next Generation kid, so I can't really...
So I was going to say that, like, Will Wheaton and all that, and Beverly Crush. Again, the older lady crush, like, seriously. And what's her name?
Deanna Troi,
yeah,
right?
Yes, Deanna.
I don't know what it is. I don't
You
know
know what it is.
I know what it is.
Those deep V-necks.
I'm sorry.
It's more like this.
I'm sorry. It was those dark curls.
That too.
Yeah,
That
Those
too.
dark curls. Was
Those
what did
dark
for me.
curls that led right into.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I watched that for a little bit, but I'm still going with Star Wars. But
Yeah.
you're the generation was probably where I would probably side more between the two of the years.
Yeah.
Or
I actually really
for
like Deep Space
Captain
Nine
Kirk
too.
versus right.
But that's the dirty, gross version of Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like the rundown space station. It's,
Yeah, no, yeah.
everything's broken, and
Yeah.
I love that about it. So,
No.
but anyway,
So, give another spiel, Master Man. You got the magic touch. Do it.
I was
Okay.
gonna say Star Wars. Thanks for asking.
We don't care. You're the intern. Stay in your camp.
Ooh.
what is your favorite anime or cartoon?
Yeah. I went cartoon for more general.
I'll do cartoon. Anime, not a big fan of them. Haven't really got it. But Ren and
Wow,
Stimpy.
you could have just said you like cartoons. Instead, you have to shame us all. But
No.
that's
That's
fine.
totally what he did.
I just never got into anime. Like, I mean,
I'll go
it's-
full
it's-
Bushido on you.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Japanese. I just never was into it. But for cartoon, Ren and Stimpy.
It's the 3-year generation.
Good choice. Good choice.
I actually
That's
have
solid
the
choice.
first 10 comic books of the Ren and Stimpy series.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
And it's the first one. It's either you can get the Stimpy or Ren Scratch and Sniff. It comes with an insert. Yeah, you don't want to smell it. It's disgusting. But I should have brought it. I have the Ren version, and it's
That's super. Your nerd cred just went right back
Did
up.
it?
Yep.
Yes.
Totally went back up.
yeah.
That's I don't
Still
own
got 'em, still
any.
got 'em.
I own so many comics, and none of them are Ren and Stimpy. I liked Ren and Stimpy in the beginning because it was so. To me, it always reminds me of like the precursor to like SpongeBob. Because my nephews and stuff, like, they're into that, and SpongeBob is so weird and has the different where it'll change from like the regular show animation to like suddenly now there's like this still that's like drawn more intensely
True.
and shaded and
True.
stuff.
True.
And Ren and Stimpy did that all the time.
Oh,
it
yeah.
would always be
That
like
was their-
be like a pimple
that
or
was
like
like their
something
street
gross,
cred.
right?
Oh,
But
that
that
was
was like
so
the thing that they would do,
descriptive?
or
Yeah.
the hairball
Yes.
coming out or whatever. But it whenever I watch SpongeBob with my nephew, I always think they're taking so much from Ren and Stimpy when I
Yeah.
watch this. They really are.
I never put that together, but yes, totally.
Yeah. So that's what I always think of when I think of it. But I watched it. I played the crap out of the video game. I was totally into Ren and Stimpy.
I never played the video game.
Yeah, it's terrible, but it's great if you like Ren and Stimpy, right? Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you do? We want to go around? Let's get it from the intern. I think we've already done it.
I don't know. I can't think.
Although mine has changed, I guess.
I mean, anime. For my favorite, probably Dragon Ball Z, just because I have so many fond
Cliche.
memories of watching it. It's awesome. And
It
like,
is awesome. It's money. You're
I-
spot on.
Like, you can kind of watch it in between and be like, it's all right, but watching it continually, I think the Frieza arc is one of the coolest things ever.
Totally agree.
Like, the
Hands
legend of the Super Saiyan, in the end, him
is-
becoming the Super Saiyan, it's so awesome. And when Frieza gets cut and he's still not dead, it's like, yeah, there's so
or when
much to that
Frieza's
show.
holding up Vegeta by the throat with his tail, and
Yeah.
he's just spewing blood out his back.
Yeah.
That scene's so cool.
I
It's
mean,
the ultimate soap opera anime. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get any better than that.
I think
totally
another
agree with you.
anime, Psychopaths. I really like Psychopaths.
Oh,
but,
it's growing on him.
It is.
But, well, I mean, I was the one that recommended it, but there are definitely some problems.
wow, what a prima donna.
I'm not.
He's over there patting himself.
I know,
all the
right?
time.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched too much anime, so I think if I watch more, both of those could change. But cartoon, I can't say. I'll
know-
blurt it out later, just randomly, or
All
just yell it. So look forward to that.
You're yelling everything.
Yeah, yeah. By the way,
He's into it. Must be the
Yeah.
new headphones.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spot on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna have to like sanitize the hell out of those things.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
They're gonna have Jack on them forever now.
You can keep it.
Heyo.
You can keep it.
All right, give the wheel another spin. What's the next
All right.
one? Okay, spin the wheel again. I can't believe that happened already.
Who built this? No.
Oh, this is gonna be really great for you.
What's your favorite
Shoots and
game
ladders.
style?
What's your favorite game, style, or series? It could be anything. Board game, cell phone game, Words with Friends, whatever it is. It's all right. My wife plays it.
I really don't have one off the top of my head. I mean, right now, again,
Well, when you were growing up, didn't it, like Monopoly, Connect Four, Sorry, Trouble? Remember with the Pop-O-Matic
Roulette.
bubble?
I was always out in the
Battleship.
no. I was out in
Risk.
the woods just playing.
What
Like,
games did you play then? Because if you're,
But
that
see, I
still
did.
counts.
That's what I was
Capture the
trying to
flag,
there
king
you
of the
go.
hill.
I guess capture the flag would be a good one. That's another one. Honestly,
Tackle football.
chess and checkers. That's what I mean. I know it's classic, way classic.
Cliche.
Uh,
Yeah, no.
But I never really played that many board games or anything. I mean, Candyland, that's always dope. I play it with my kids now, and Battleship, I play it with my kids now, and I'm into it. But it doesn't hold my attention that much. I'd rather just go out and build a fort.
How about like drinking beer and playing poker?
Well,
You
you
do
got
that
your
ever?
drinking games, yeah, of course.
Drinking games. There you go. Like King's Cup. Did you play that? Was that a big one? Did you have a big drinking game?
We had King's Corner. That was always a big one in WSU. Go figure.
Yeah. Don't
we had-
touch the walls of the elevators.
I think that rule might apply for most
Ew.
places. Yeah.
He's right, though. He's right. He's right. I mean, yeah, drinking games are drinking. Jenga. Okay, Jenga. That's a good one. We actually had Jenga club in high school. Yeah, we
Nice.
actually got a little bit of fundage from the school, and like it was like $20-$30 a week, and we could buy like soda and stuff like that, and have our club, and we'd have the 4 or 5 games going around the classroom. We had Jenga club.
Nice.
So that's a good one.
You take a block from the bottom or the middle, and then you put it on top.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But now they've got like the jumbo version.
That's how you
ones.
play Jenga.
Yeah, that's how
Rules
you,
over, right?
Pretty
Yeah,
simple,
that's
right?
it.
Don't let it fall over.
Yeah.
Is
That's
the-
how you
right.
lose.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they have like the full version ones where you can like make them out like 2x4s.
Yeah, that's
Those are great.
drinking Jenga.
But that should have been in high school. I wish they had that version then.
Yeah.
It's so
You
good.
guess weren't drinking enough.
So you guys should have innovated.
Well, in high school,
I guess high
you
school.
don't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do that. They kind of frowned upon that.
That's
When you
true,
come in
that's
with
true.
a six-pack in high school.
I brought 2x4s and a
Right,
six pack.
right,
Is
right.
that cool?
Well,
Teach?
6-pack here,
Yeah.
but not here. Right.
Oh, we all have fond memories of high school six packs now. Where'd they go?
I was
right, next.
responsible, so
You still are, Jack.
Someone has to be.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
there's
this
a good
one.
one. Tangible or digital? As we move, and we've mentioned, it's kind of become full circle here now. We've mentioned this with our animatronics or CG or, our cell phones versus whatever. It's like tangible or digital. What would you rather have?
I'm still about using the head and being tangible. I mean, I have old cars. I just bought a brand new truck. So it's like, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And if not, you got to send it in.
Yeah.
Before, I'm like, I can do it myself. I can change my own oil. I can, check this, check that. It's becoming more, distant.
Yeah.
And so I still like, though, learning about it and getting it, my hands dirty and, changing the dog and make sure the dog's okay or whatever.
Producer Holly.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a tangible guy.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
that's just, I'm 40.
Is
and
there? Because I always ride the line of. I think the biggest thing that's pushed it to the digital is media, right? Like you've got
yeah.
like music, the big one that and movies. I'm more okay
Bigger,
with
faster,
music and
stronger,
movies,
yeah.
right? My video games, even though I can pre-order it and have it downloaded and ready to play right when the clock hits 9 o'clock or 12 or whatever, I'd still rather get in my car and drive up to the game store and pick it up at 9. So I come home and my favorite thing to do, we all know, is I open that game and I go and smell that toxic plastic because it only smells like that for like the first 5 times.
Yeah.
It does. It's like a He-Man figure. You remember He-Man toys?
I do.
They only smell like He-Man toys, and it didn't last forever unless you had Skunkor or whatever his name was. That guy stunk forever.
Oh, yeah.
This is true.
It's true. So I'm like torn. It's like it's a really tough one to pick. There's those I don't want to go away.
But you,
I like the
Comic
tangible.
books got to be tangible.
I like the tangible. Tangible opens up a second used market. I buy a lot of used stuff off of like, Craigslist or eBay or whatever. I totally appreciate that side of it, and then the sharing side.
Yeah.
I wanted to share something with somebody that had only a digital copy of it. It's like, I can't. Yeah. And if they logged into my system with their account, they couldn't use my data, my stuff.
Yeah.
Even though it's still on my system.
Yeah.
I think tangible things just, it slows people down. And sometimes you just need that. Like old newspapers. They're not around much anymore, but
No.
there's a few little like pamphlets or smaller versions that are still being produced. And I think it just slows down society. And I think that's welcomed. Versus, I read that. Yeah, I gotta go, I gotta check my Facebook. And I got like 4 messages now. And I gotta do a show in 3 hours. And it's all right there. Whereas like, I want to remove that and just be sitting there. That'll filter itself on its own time. And I'll get to it when I want to. Because in the meantime, I'm reading an article about, such and such.
Yeah, if you do everything too fast, then you're not going to be able to hold it in your mind.
Your brain explodes.
Yeah. And you might be like, okay, I'll remember this, and you remember it for like 2 seconds, and most of it doesn't matter, right? And all this clickbait stuff to where it's like, ooh, click this, read this, like that's not there as much with...
The digital aspect is good for re-referencing, but I wished I had remembered it.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, I'm like, God, I gotta look that
Let's
up.
be clear. None of us are off the grid. Because,
no.
We're all
that.
so... I use more digital stuff, I think, than I use tangible.
Entirely.
Right? It's totally heavy on that side. But there's your other senses that come into play other than just your brain and your eyes and your one finger when you have it tangible, right? Like the way a comic book smells, the way video game smells, like all these things are... They make me feel more like a little kid because we come from that era where it's not digital, right?
Yeah,
when I'm reading
very
a
much
comic
so.
and I can smell that comic book, it's like it actually makes me remember better. It totally does.
I kind of like the comics digital.
Really?
I've been...
What about when you hit that like
Heathen.
double page spread where you want to like appreciate the full or like a triple page cover that folds out? You have to do this digital
I
to
don't
appreciate
get to
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But do you
That's
look at it on
the
something
biggest
this
drawback.
size or like an iPad size, like a bigger...
I've been reading them on my laptop.
So a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give him a little bit on that one. Because
I
it's
still
still a
don't-
little bit bigger.
I still don't think I can. I don't know. To
Well,
me,
I
comic
can
books
totally
are-
link my laptop to my TV, and I can see it in 60 inches.
Yeah. Could you stretch all three out that way?
Probably, I don't know.
I don't know. You have to figure it out. You might have to Photoshop it yourself, but it might be worth it.
might
And I
be
bet
worth
you
it.
won't forget it.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. I really think it is a tough call. Comics, I can't give them up. Movies, I'm not quite ready to give them up. I'm a huge fan of ready for the AO. I'm a big fan of a nice package. So if I like
Ayo.
thank you, Jack. So like if you buy like a DVD set or a seat, like we had our Futurama episode.
Yes.
Those Futurama discs that come and there's so many cool ways it opens, and there's so many little hidden things in the packaging and details that you can actually open those packages a couple times and still notice new details just in the packaging. It's like that is super cool.
Well, so my Dragon Ball Z, all the slipcovers.
Yeah,
Once you laid all the slipcovers next to each other, they made a scene.
yeah,
So that's what on my wall. I've got a whole Dragon Ball scene done with the slipcovers.
yeah.
So
It's weird that we're all still hoarders, right? You're a digital hoarder or you're a tangible hoarder. You can't avoid either.
okay, so the comic books. I prefer the comic books digitally,
yeah,
but I don't like with a Kindle. I don't like reading digitally. Like just sit down, read a book. I want the physical book in my hand.
weird. I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
Is there any issue?
Probably.
Is there any concern as far as like damaging the comic book? Maybe it's like you don't want to.
Right. You don't
Like
wanna-
with a book,
Maybe.
with a book you can just like if it's a soft cover book, you just throw it in your bag. If the cover gets curled, like whatever, right?
Oh,
You're just
my
gonna read
books
it and
look
be
like-
done.
He has a point.
My books are trashed.
Yeah, like I couldn't do that with my all my comics are bagged and boarded, well most of them, and I'm pretty anal about making. I try not to crease them open, and
have
like
white
all that
gloves?
stuff, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, as I
Don't
sniff them
crease-
all,
yeah,
and yeah, right.
1987 smell.
No, I don't know what it is. I do prefer a book, but now see when I have a book though, if it's got that weird little fold over slip cover deal to it, that's gone.
Weird. So it's completely the opposite as far as books go. You don't care about the packaging at all. You just want to get to the meat of it
No,
and
like I
pound
said,
through it.
yeah, and like I said, those slip covers gross. They remind me of math class.
Yeah, I guess making your own book covers out of a
Exactly.
paper bag. Yeah, yeah.
Rad. I did it like every week just to keep them fresh and crispy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So you like a nice
see,
package too.
I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I do. No.
I think it's different for me. Can't do digital books. Have to have physical. Movies, I've given up mostly physical because Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon and all those things. It's really convenient to just be able to be like,
Well,
I
that's
wanna
like a
watch
weird
this.
beast
No, see,
on its
there's-
own because you don't own it.
Yeah.
There's a thing though with when I'm watching stuff like that, or even with Amazon, I bought a few things from Amazon. It's like you can rent it for $3.99, or you can buy it for $6. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll buy it. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
but so I've got a digital copy of it. I've got a few things that I've got the digital copies of, but I can't tell you how many things I've gone. I've bought the $6 one, and then I was like, okay, I like this that much that I want the digital copy or
Yeah,
the,
and
or the
that's-
physical
oh.
tangible copy.
I do
And-
that sometimes. The Raid, Mad Max. I don't have Hardcore Henry yet, but like those action films, No Country for Old Men, I keep that physical copy on me almost at all times. And
Good
so
call, though.
that's
Good
a
movie.
few.
Yeah.
I love it. I ranted about it. But there's only a few things I'll keep. Games, I really do prefer physical because I
Totally.
like seeing. I like how I organize it. It's series name, so like Assassin's Creed. Though I don't
It's a
have
pride
many
thing,
of those games
right?
on
Yeah.
top.
He's nerding out right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
yeah, totally,
I can
right?
hear
I
it.
shuddered at the thought of Assassin's Creed.
Because all of our
I
eyes
hate those
glaze
games.
I know,
over,
right?
right?
But
yeah.
I organize everything, and it's really nice to do that. And I forgot for so long.
My game.
Also, it's really nice 'cause when you buy the collector's edition and get that cool thing. It's right by you.
His
the-
Marcus
Oh, right
statue.
here, yeah.
No.
Oh,
No, this right
the,
here.
the
Right
in front of you.
action figure.
Oh, right here.
Oh, you can't really see
The thing
it.
of
This
finger
follows.
gunning.
Yeah.
That we're going like this. We're going down.
Yeah. But yeah, I just prefer physical. Being able to hold it, smell it. Twisted Metal from 2014 still has that smell.
That's awesome.
know.
That means you don't play it enough.
Yeah. Good.
I played it all the time. Even
That's
though it was
credit to them, then.
Which
Not that
Twisted
good.
Metal
That's
was
some
it?
good
the
toxic plastic,
new-
man.
The newest one.
Okay.
The David Jaffe
I
one.
played 1 and 2, and that's it.
I tried to play the old ones.
It's a tough game. It is, and I think it's something that for anybody out there, appreciate the tangible because I think it is slowly all going away. Even
Never
just
forget.
all of it is really like all of your out of the house or off AFK, right? All those things are. It's going away.
But you have a point earlier as far as like it brings back the memories of childhood. Like I can't imagine or I can't describe like what the generations now like what's going to bring them back to bringing back their childhood representations. You know what I mean? Like they're going to see like
Remember when I had to
iPod
wait
Shuffle.
5
They're like,
seconds?
oh my god, an iPod Shuffle! I remember that. It's like yeah, for us that was like state of the art.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Oh no, I had a Walkman. I had a Discman. I had a Discman with no anti-skip
Those are
to one with like 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Like, all that, right? Like, come on, I remember all that
Anti-skip,
stuff.
I believe.
Yeah,
Anti-skip, yeah.
Yes.
You had the tape that connected into the tape deck.
Yeah,
How many-
right?
and-
Totally.
Oh yeah, I had like
And how many of you
pull
did-
out tape deck?
How many of
we're
you?
going in the car. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, exactly. But how many of you had that anti-skip and you had to sit there going,
Oh yes.
make it skip?
Yes,
yeah,
You're
just-
trying to. You're like,
Yeah.
It totally works.
Yeah,
Totally works.
Oh, you used to be able to pop the door open and hold the little trigger down and hit your anti-skip and let it play. If you had a 30-second one, you could actually take the disc out and still rock out for 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
would,
didn't do
it would
that. Is that the
pre-read.
sport version?
Yeah,
Sport
yeah,
bottle?
right. Yeah,
Sport
yeah.
bottle, right.
I grew up a
bottle.
little. I grew up a little more pampered than you, apparently. Yeah.
Whatever. I had to wait for the head.
I bet
Yeah,
your
yeah.
I bet your Discman said Sony.
Maybe it did. I might have been rocking
Instead of
like a
Iowa.
Panasonic. Yeah, yeah.
Not that
I had the
slam
Iowas.
them, but
yeah.
we all know.
yeah.
It was a little higher brand.
Oh, also music. Music cannot do physical. Digital.
I don't do physical
Much
anymore
more
either.
convenient.
I
Being able to
have,
just look through everything is so nice.
I do like the records.
Yeah,
the vinyl. I like the vinyl.
I'm still
but
rocking them right now.
I do have to say digital. I like the digital music
Yeah, me too.
Just-
And
That's
it must
one I've
be
committed
easy
to.
for you
because I've got it all in the cloud. I've got all my stuff.
Benny,
that I like,
he
and
has
it's
a
just
name.
available now.
yeah. I'm terrible with names.
No,
I'm
it's
so
totally
sorry.
good. Intern boy.
Yeah, perfect.
Guest.
No, I'm in agreement and disagreement. The records, because I still DJ with records. I like the
Yeah.
sound
Nice.
of the crisp and the pops and clicks because that's real sound. I think just from that's what I do for a living. Digital, it sounds like it's too polished. It sounds like any artist can be in another country, send their voiceovers, and then have a producer mix it, and then next thing you know, they have a single, and they're in Tokyo, and they should be in the States. It's being released.
Yeah.
It's like what just happened?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think the artist should be more involved, but of course I know how stuff works these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still have a wall of records at home that I stare at every day, and I still play them. I love it. For conveniency on gigs, that's why I like digital. Because now I don't have to carry 10 crates of records. Then I'll have like one song on each record where I have it all on a laptop or whatever, and I can just thumb through. That's the conveniency I like about digital. Other than that, I'm still old school with tangible and having it all in front of me. And I like the albums, like the album covers, like
Yeah.
Twisted Sister. It has like a
Yeah.
fold out with all these extra photos that you don't get to see, and it was limited edition. That kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
comics, same thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, for me, music was always like an additive, right? Like I would be reading a comic book and have music playing, and so
Yes.
if I don't, or like sometimes even like if I was playing a video game where I hated the music, like an old school something, I'd mute the TV and then put on a CD. And there's some games where I just associate that game with this album or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
And
totally get you on that one.
well, and as far as that goes, I love the digital because I don't have to get up from my comfy chair or whatever. It's like it just plays, right?
Yeah.
But I also miss the thing that I think we really lack because of the digital music is that now you can buy so much stuff just by song. Like you don't have to buy the whole
And see,
album.
I'm-
And there's an album experience that you lose,
And
right?
that's something I've caught myself doing a few more times is buying the single song.
But
And-
that's okay.
No, but see, no, it's not, because
Well,
I can't tell you how many times this happened to me that I'll buy an album for a single song, unless that song was the very first song on the album. That I wouldn't buy the album because that just means that the rest of the album's trash. But
That's a red flag.
right. Pick one.
Yeah.
but I would buy.
That's all we got.
I would buy it, and then I can't tell you how many times, like a week later, I wouldn't give a crap about that song at all. And there's so much more on that album that I love.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
I only look at it from the standpoint of like CDs when in the late or mid 90s, I should say, it was like, 17 to 18 tracks. Not all of them were songs though. So you're buying like intro or talkovers. I don't want to pay for that garbage. I want the song. What I paid for is what I want to hear in the music that I like. But now
But that's part of the album experience.
I think it's garbage.
Really?
I think it's wasted. It's a wasted item on an album. I don't want to hear them talking like, "Oh, I'm in the studio." Who cares?
that's
I don't
because
wanna
you're
do
in the
that.
studio.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
but- well,
We don't.
right.
We don't get to experience that.
But what I'm saying is, that I just don't want to buy it. I'm actually paying for that though.
Yeah.
I'm paying.
But
for them
most
to talk about
albums,
it.
I also think, though, to be fair, that most albums, if there's 17 or 16 tracks and it has two, let's say 3 micro tracks in there that are just garbage talking, if you bought those tracks individually, it's still cheaper to just buy the album.
Sure.
I
Right?
think it's good for fans because fans like. I really like the band Carpenter Brute. They're this weird French band, so I'll have to watch the interviews in French, and it's kind of inconvenient. But it's like
You don't
a fan
you
wants
don't speak French.
what?
You don't speak French.
No. What am I weird?
That's an.
You might get more. You might get more ladies.
Now, if you did.
Yeah, you might get more ladies.
Hey, oui, baguette.
Oh, oh,
Croissant.
Whoa! But like, I would almost like something in
Okay.
between and being like, "Hey, this is where this song came from," or "I'm in the studio making a random song,
Right.
and then the next track is that song." So I think it's more for like big fans of that band. But if you're just buying it for like a couple songs and then that's in there, I can see why it'd be pretty annoying.
Yeah.
It's a small, I guess, concern for me, but I still think I wouldn't want that on there. And why don't you just fulfill it with another song, something that maybe like you were working on, like a track that like,
Yeah.
it was a late night and it was like a session. I could deal with that, like maybe an outtake or two,
Or like a live album.
exactly
or
that
well-
because they're still doing their music. I just don't want them talking like it's
See,
us. And,
So what you
it's
said
a
right
track.
there, NoFX is famous for doing that, and they
Right.
self-produce too. But
There you go,
tons of
and that's relatable for the consumer.
Yeah.
and I get that.
I guess the one that I think we could probably all agree that that's fine with it is Tenacious D album. Right? They can
Yes.
talk.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
I like those parts of it. It's such a sweet build up to the track that's going to come. Right?
Yeah, no, I get
half
you.
their songs are
Yeah,
just talking.
You're
anyway,
right.
So.
No, you're right.
Fair enough.
But that's kind of now what they are known for. So
Yes.
if you put that with like, an Alice in Chains or something like that, it's like these guys like just drinking beers or whatever. Like, I don't know.
They're just filling
Maybe that's
space.
a bad example, but you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. All right, Jay, give us another spin. What's our
right.
next thing? Oh, it's Jack's favorite. Are you going to bring it up, Jack? This blew my
Okay.
mind. Is he going to bring it up?
Okay.
Before we dive
So,
into it, this is ridiculous.
I have to
Oh,
talk.
do we really have to go there?
I have
I
to
think
talk about
it blew my
friend.
mind when he told me this. You don't have to mention anybody's name.
Yeah,
He'll
I'm
know
not,
who
I'm
he
not
is.
going to mention his real name. I'm not even going to mention his nickname.
Because it would need to be censored.
But they know they know who they are, and I'm going to tell them to watch this episode.
First, though, we should specify it landed on TP over and under, and what
Yeah.
it meant was, do you put the roll on there with it over or under?
Under, right.
Jack misinterpreted it, and he thought it was, do you wipe over
Back to front or
or
front to
under?
back?
No. I thought at first I thought it was, do you wipe up or down?
Yeah, it's like
right?
We're like, and immediately,
I did not see that coming.
But immediately,
But,
I'm like,
okay.
who the hell wipes down? What parents raised that person?
And
right?
we have a nickname for him. Am I allowed to say it? his after party.
Wow.
I guess after party rules are out the window. Go ahead, lay it
Yeah,
on
we
us.
call him shit taint. Just totally deserted. He just told us on this trip to Montana, and I'm like, what
that's
is even what? And then I texted him today,
Yes.
and I'm like, do you wipe? Or Marcus told me to
Well,
ask.
first off, his friend is a back to front, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that, right? We all
Getting
want
poop on your balls.
Yeah, we want the
Ew.
crap as
That's
far away
like
from
a-
us as possible.
Not even a 1%. That's not even a 1%er club. That's even under than that. That's
right.
like that's like a 0.25.
That's a solo club,
this
man.
is an
I think he's the only
intervention.
one. It's a guy.
Yeah, okay. And then get this. I text him, and
There's
I'm
more
like,
to it.
Well, I had a follow-up question. My
Yeah,
question
he-
was, go ahead.
do you wipe? I'm gonna read.
I was like, how do you pull it off? Do you go around the cheek or between the legs? How do you go forward?
I
right?
said, do you wipe your ass? I
was like, how do you pull that
Do you reach
off,
between
dude?
your legs around the cheek? Like, why though? I'm like, I need to know. He said, between.
He goes between the legs and goes forward. That's like so many levels of wrong.
Was he taught this?
I don't know. He has great parents. He lives in a great household.
So you thought?
Wait. This could have been. Was there like a supervisor during these times? Like the parents weren't there. They were
Maybe not.
there. See, it could have been someone that.
I don't
Maybe
know.
he had some terrible traumatic thing happen to him where he just like,
What would be traumatic about that?
I don't know.
I think if you go,
have no
I still think if
idea.
you're a dude and you go from the front and you go back to front, you
so
gotta
much you gotta move out of the way.
That's what I said. It's you gotta like hover. Then you gotta like stand up and like it doesn't make any sense. I don't
have
get it at all.
hovered, by the way, I have hovered.
I think
Oh, I've hovered, but
okay,
I still
yeah,
wipe
yeah,
front to back.
totally.
Right? That's a no-brainer.
But it's not even like, obviously hover over like the most disgusting toilet seat, but you have to do it over every toilet seat.
I am
Yeah,
really
it
thrown by this.
Me too.
I
don't understand
didn't
how it
think
makes
was a
sense.
conversation piece, but
Me either. So this all happened right before the episode when Jack saw that on there.
But
wow.
considering the actual question, I do prefer over when it's
He has to
when
like physically like
when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
pulling
What
it
is it
down.
again?
yes,
over.
unless you're a savage or a fool with cats that doesn't
yeah, I'm
keep
feeling
them out of the
cats.
bathroom, we all want to be as close as we can be to that toilet paper.
Yeah.
Right? It goes over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
he's
you
probably
wipe
an under guy too.
and
I
you
don't wanna
wipe from
touch
the front to
neighboring
the
wall
back.
with my hand,
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
or
Yes.
whatever it's attached to. Front's good.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and it's like depending on how much girth is left in the roll,
There,
that's like a potential 3 to 4 inches away from your hand.
the 33% extra.
Yeah. I don't need any extra inches
I like
between me
Quilton-
and
I like
cleaning my
Quilton
bum.
Northern too.
Yeah, right? Come on,
The
man.
33% extra.
I would like to get clean as quick as possible.
Yes, me
Yes.
too. And the way to do that is to go front
Front
from
to
back,
back, right.
with over. Toilet paper over. So maybe you're still this awesome nerd and we love you. Please like, share, and subscribe.
logic.
But wipe from the back.
Logic.
Yes.
He's not
to
liking
back.
and he's unsubscribing now.
Yeah, right. Unsubscribe. We just lost a subscriber.
We gained 5 more though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So no loss. It's a game.
Did this episode just pass Deep Pants?
Yeah, I think it might have. So we all agree over is the way
Yes,
you should put your
over.
toilet paper.
Over it is.
All right, spin it again. We got a couple more spins.
Ugh.
I'm glad that one came up. We were hoping. Ooh, your favorite super villain.
You're gonna have to give me a minute. Someone else can go. I don't have one right away, but I've got a couple.
Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men doesn't really count as a supervillain, but I don't care because debatably
He doesn't care because he
he's a
wipes
good
from the
guy.
front to the back.
I mean, Atrocitus is cool, but no, he's not. Doesn't have much depth. Handsome Jack is a good supervillain.
He's not really. Is he super? He's kind of. Is he like
I
cyborgy?
guess let's think about this. I'm gonna need a second too.
I like the way he's just like outside the box. I know there's this supervillain box. I'm just gonna hang out here.
Yeah.
Where I'm beating bushes.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. What do you think?
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. That's a supervillain.
Jojo.
Yeah, that's a
Because
pretty
he
good
is
one.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I like it. Nice. Way to pull something out of left field.
Farthest left. That's like on the
Yeah.
on the pole,
Right? Yeah.
Like
I was
everyone's
really
watching it.
I was really happy to see
Is it or isn't it?
At
That's
least
how
he's
far out.
in the field, though,
is true.
right? Come on. At least he's in the field.
It is absolutely.
I've said it.
Jojo.
Is he? Okay, I'm gonna say Vegeta, and I'm gonna say specifically Frieza Saga and the Saiyan Saga Vegeta because he is a true villain then,
Yes.
and he is so awesome, brutal as a villain. So I think anime that. I think comic books. I have to stick with the Joker because I think he defines Batman as who he is. Without the parallel of without them egging each other on, I think you couldn't have one without the other. They're the perfect balance to the scale.
Which they address directly in multiple comics.
Yes. Like they need each other. They're each other's biggest fans. They totally are.
Alfred's even been quoted as saying, if the Joker didn't exist, you wouldn't either.
Yeah, totally. And so I really, really, in a way, have this respect for the Joker because of that.
I saw Lego Batman. I know.
Yeah, right. I saw that too.
It was all broken down.
And that totally was the theme of it. It was,
there
right?
You go.
Yeah. But I'd always thought that
Batman.
as a kid. It's great, man. It has so many throwbacks to like every Batman thing you grew up with is in that movie.
Huh.
It's ridiculous. It's totally a Lego
movie. Did they have
movie,
shark repellent spray?
Ooh, I think wasn't there a mention of it? I think maybe
there
was.
was.
Yeah, I think there was.
A very quick mention.
Yeah, but it was in there.
Yeah.
It was offered and then denied, and then it was reoffered. And
the Bad Uzi?
Working out, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
The Bad Uzi, though.
I don't know. The Bad Uzi. There's this. This is off topic. It's still Batman-y. There's this. Yeah, right. There's this. What's the? And I'm drawing a blank. The Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Pea guy from the Black Eyed Peas. Your music guy, right?
Will I Am?
Will I Am, and he does a song with the I don't listen to modern music that much, with the like young, all the girls love him, teenage kid was anyway. Now he causes all sorts of trouble.
Justin
Bieber.
Oh, the Canadian.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
that's
so they have this
how
song.
do you not know his name?
I forgot his name
Jesus.
because I don't care.
We're not,
but they have this video because me and my wife watch a video channel, and yeah,
we're not believers.
And will.i.am has this line in it where he keeps saying, knock him down like a batter ram. And my wife is like, doesn't he mean battering ram? And I was like, no, he borrowed it from Batman. Batman knocks down doors with a batter ram.
That's right.
Yep.
So that was my full circle. It was so worth it.
Yeah, I like it.
Doesn't matter because I still wipe from the front to the back.
Yes.
And over. He's pulling from the top.
Yeah, right.
Villain for me.
Round the cheek.
Villain for me, obviously we know now this storyline, but Darth Vader.
Yeah, like good one.
Great one.
Really
Great
like
one.
he always was just that like image of just he was the bad guy, like
Okay.
always looming, and the Force was stronger with him supposedly, and all this other stuff. But we obviously know what happened. And
Have you?
Well, he's the definition of being consumed by power and making bad decisions.
Exactly.
So you're not watching 1, 2, 3, all that stuff, but are you watching like the side tangent ones, like the Rogue One?
I literally no, I'm not gonna get involved with that because I want to. I seriously, it's gonna be a breakdown of a.
He doesn't
It's gonna be an
realize
awesome
that we're
day
gonna
for
lock
you.
the door
I'm
and
gonna
make
have
him watch
overload.
them all.
I'm gonna have an overload. It might be a problem. Oh my god!
No, you're
Okay.
just gonna
Go
have
to
an
work.
amazing
So
time.
You're gonna come back after you watch them all.
Yes.
right? And
Yeah,
we'll totally do a Star
Totally.
Wars
I'd love
review.
to.
Yeah.
I'd love
So in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Crunch it all down.
Come on, Jack. Did you get one yet?
I still can't think. I need.
What?
Okay, let's
Oh,
look at all your Legos.
I thought it was
Let's look at
gonna
all your
be
Legos.
one of the lanterns. You don't have like
I mean,
a.
okay, here's the thing. I love the concept. I love a lot of the concepts of things, but Red Lantern really isn't a fleshed
It's
out.
like the
or,
one
sorry,
time he doesn't have
Atrocitus
anything to say.
Isn't really a fleshed
Oh, he's
out
got plenty to
character.
say. Can't you hear him?
It's those headphones.
Yeah.
So many villains are just
Headphones.
like Thanos has depth, right? Thanos is like consumed by his love of Lady Death, and that's really interesting, and he has a lot of cool backstory. But like, I don't know. I'm looking into them all. Like Hobgoblin, he's just like, I'm evil. Magneto, there's depth behind him, right? But Darkseid, I'm a bad guy. Woo, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a bad boy. Right? They're all dumb. They're all like that. Except for these select few, but they aren't, I don't know, they don't like,
Notice all the bad boy, no depth is the DC characters.
whatever.
Except for Magneto.
He didn't say.
What?
He said Magneto had depth.
What
Oh, he
did
said
you
he did
oh,
have depth.
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
you
okay.
said that Magneto was DC. I'm like, Marcus,
No.
fired.
No.
I don't know. I can't really say, but my favorite villain of all time is Anton Chigurh. That's what part of the reason why I love No Kaiji for Old Men so much, and the novel as well, is because of him. He's so mysterious. He's so compelling. You want to know more about him, but you don't. So you have to piece it together so much with your mind, which sucks. But it's like, it's compelling, right? And a lot of these guys are just surface level trash.
Yeah, I like it when they facilitate
the
more than
movie,
just a bad guy.
But I love the bad guy is in the same direction he's going. Is Daniel Day-Lewis is in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Dude, he is
I
so
love him in that
freaking.
movie.
Oh god, I hate that movie, but I love his role.
Yeah.
Why do you hate it? We talked
I don't
about
know.
it before.
I would even say that about the guy from the Luke Cage series. What was his name? The sugar guy or the candy guy or whatever he was. The other black guy. But that guy, he
one
was
that got
so
beat
good.
to death by his
hated
sister?
that guy.
I
Yeah,
know.
like I hated him through that. I think that's the key important thing for a villain is that you should hate them. If you passionately hate that character, they're doing such a good job of being the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that's their role. You should love to hate that character.
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth, that's his
Cottonmouth,
name.
yeah.
Not Candy or anything.
Go ahead and go. 'Cause I'm drawing a blank on the name all of a sudden.
All right, I think we're ready for another spin.
Are we? That'll
Yep.
work.
Do
All
the
right.
spin. Oh, here we go. So
Well, he
this
already-
one.
It's not really going to
Sub
work for
or-
him.
No, it totally works. So this is
for
a big
most
debate
parts.
in the anime world, but I think it also applies to anything.
And
If you ever
foreign
watch
films, right?
yeah, or anything at all, right? If you watch something, would you rather have it be subtitled or would you rather have it be overdubbed?
Wow. Yeah, that depends on what you're watching.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you go for like martial art films from like way back in the day, I mean, you got a kick out of like the dubbed over because their mouths didn't match.
Exactly.
But then when you read it or when you read it, it made sense. The more intellectual films, I think I would rather read them than being dubbed over because then I'm trying to watch their mouths and like I know what they're doing, but then it obviously depends on what you're viewing.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know. That'd be my take.
I think for me, if it's subtitled and it's very like visually engaging, and you want to watch all the action and what's going on, it's harder to pay attention to all that if you're constantly looking at the bottom of the screen and reading, right?
That's exactly what. Right.
So I struggle with that in those types of things, but I also think there's this certain level of appreciation you gain by watching whatever it is in its purest form, which is subtitled, right?
Yeah.
Like you lose, when anime especially, I think when it gets translated to English, there's always these classic American tropes that get thrown in. Like they put these inflections and characters that are also maybe there in the Japanese version, but I don't speak Japanese, so I don't notice them.
Right.
And in my brain, they're all really serious and angry, right? Or like it has this different persona for maybe just me personally or other Americans that don't speak Japanese. But when they translate it over, it always has that like goofy Donald Duck character or something, right? It's just like they're just there to take the brunt of all the jokes and be filler. So it is a tough decision, I think. And also part of it, if it's nostalgic, it's like which one were you first exposed to?
Yeah, which one you were first exposed to? I've said it a dozen times now, at least already with the Dragon Ball series, though. Is Dragon Ball? I have to watch subtitled. Dragon Ball Z, I have to watch in English. And I'm actually excited to go back and watch Super now that they're releasing some of the overdubbed versions of Super, because I can't stand Goku with older Goku with
yes.
the old
It's dumb.
the kid voice.
Well, spoiler alert, he's hardly in it, so that'll be beneficial for you.
Oh, good.
When he is, he's just going, ah! So it's
Well,
okay.
that's Dragon Ball. Since Z, that's what Dragon Ball's become.
Yeah.
Just powering up.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like I Dragon Ball I gotta watch in English. Cowboy Bebop, I have to watch that in English. I love
me too.
I love the English characters. Inuyasha, Japanese all the way.
I prefer it in Japanese too.
You know, I gotta watch that one in Japanese, even though I saw it the first time in English. So,
Well, and I still stand by, I think I've mentioned it on one of our shows before, but there's this movie that I'm not going to say is a great movie, but I think it's a great example of the way overdubbing should be done. And it's called Daywatch, and there's another one called Night Watch that comes after it, and it's like I believe it's a French movie, and so it's all in French. Yeah. Oui, oui. So it's all in French, but it's overdubbed by French people. So they have like the accent, and they have like the appropriate inflections in their voice, and like, so I almost think if you
took a little more time
it's like it's translated better, right? So I think that if you're going to overdub a movie, people should take a note from that, and overdub it with people that have the correct dialect and accent and all that from the source material. Like it's way more cohesive and it just balances it out. So I really enjoyed it because that's one of the biggest things I took away from that movie. It was like, this is awesome. This is the way it should be done.
Well, and then another subtitled one, Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. Creepy, weird movie. Speaking of creepy,
yeah,
scary
well,
movies.
I figured it was going. I loved that movie. Absolutely loved that movie, and I don't think I could ever watch that dubbed.
Yeah.
I think it would lose a lot being dubbed.
Yeah, I could see that too.
But
especially now that you have such this affinity for it that way, right?
Exactly.
And it's like raw, pure form.
Yep.
Yeah. That eyeball scene with the knife.
Oh
my
yeah.
God. That is just brutal. That was a brutal one. All right, should we do a last spin on the wheel?
Oh yeah, it'll be the last one, won't it?
Let's do a last spin.
Okay.
Get it done.
Oh,
Do it again.
second to last one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a good debate. Speaking of I like that this is all keeps circling full circle, right? It's like somebody planned this. We have Hulu, Netflix, or Amazon. We're gonna leave Crunchyroll off because we all hate the commercials,
Yes.
right? That was for you, Jack. But I hate them too.
Yeah, you
That's why I pay for
can't
it.
like
Yeah.
them. It's terrible.
You'll get over it.
I only
Yeah.
watch
Fine,
2
you'll be
shows.
It's the worst streaming service because it plays the same exact commercial
3
like
times in a
4
row.
times, yeah, 3 or 4
And
times in
they
a row.
lag out, and also the volume will be way louder or
Or the
quieter.
commercials are like
It's terrible. It's
yeah,
the worst ever.
yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
it's bad. But that's why I pay for it.
Yeah.
For 2 shows, and both of which are on their breaks right now, and I'm still paying for it. But
So what do you think, Benny? Which one do you binge watch on?
It's gonna be Netflix. Hulu, not even. It's off the grid. Not even gonna go there. I have friends that are just complaining constantly about it, just because of internet service, blah blah blah.
Really?
That's a topic for another day. Netflix, I have a membership. I know it went up a little bit, but I like it because I'm getting off the grid from the TV part of things because I don't need to watch $100 worth of TV and movies when I can just go to the bar and go out and watch the sports and all that. The package direct TV that I can. So I did Netflix because of the kids. I've got movies are on access and I end up watching more movies than I do than actual regular TV. The Amazon thing, I have Prime and all that, but I have just recently found out that there's more options to that, which is now like after I bought the Netflix. So now I'm kind of in between.
go watch Vikings. Vikings on Amazon.
On Amazon, okay.
Mr.
Freaking
Robot's
amazing.
also on Amazon. You can watch it for free.
Yeah.
That's worth watching.
So I mean, Amazon's doing their thing. Obviously, they're in our backyard, and
Yeah.
they're a big company, and they're making waves. Obviously, they're unlocking doors and doing whatever they want. So
Well, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Getting to that unlocking door thing, that's
You will
something.
kneel to
that,
Amazon.
basically,
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, but I'm saying the unlocking door thing, that's.
That's just towing it too far.
Well, no, but if you're like big
It's going too far. I'm sorry.
You clearly have an opinion.
Well, I was saying, I worked for a company that did a lot of parts sales and
Okay.
product sales and stuff. And I mean, England Freight, Saya Freight, UPS, FedEx, they all had keys to our business, and they would unlock the back door. And
That's a physical key,
Yeah.
though.
Well, that's
you have
different,
to
too.
deliver that. Whereas
Yeah.
now it's all digital. They could latch the door and it could go wide open. See what I'm saying? And then now your house. See,
okay, so this is a digital thing.
that's what I think it's going for.
Gotcha.
But either way, they have the option to put it in your own home. I still feel
Regardless,
comfortable.
it's your home.
Yeah, no,
right?
no,
My
I
property.
feel
I get
safe
that. I get
anywhere.
that. No, but I'm
That's
just saying,
exactly right.
you got these businesses though, and this business had millions of dollars
I
worth
get
of
that.
stuff, and if somebody wanted to steal it, it's like, anyway.
But that's,
Yeah.
but that's where they're in business. This is a whole nother thing. But what I'm saying is that they're managing on insurance side of all that when the stuff gets lost or damaged.
Yeah.
They're already protected that way.
Very
I
true.
don't want them in my home when they could just replace it.
Oh, I agree with you completely on that, but
If
I'm
it gets
just.
jacked because I know a lot of people just steal stuff off people.
But I'm saying on the same token, though, I can see where Amazon's coming from. It's like, well,
Totally.
it's done
They're
all the
making it
time.
more convenient.
It's done all the time. People do
Yep.
it all the time with
Yep.
the business. So.
Yep.
I wonder, does it cost something? Is that really why they're
I
doing
don't
it?
know.
Is it
I
like
don't
an
know.
extra $1 or
I just saw
something
the
with your
headline and said,
subscription?
nope.
Yeah, I heard about it too.
Yeah.
If you're in Vegas, it would.
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to totally go Hulu. I think
Really?
Hulu is, once you watch, okay, I've never fully done this, but once you watch everything on Netflix as far as whatever you're binge watching and you want to see the most recent season, you have to either now wait potentially 6 months to a year to see that
Longer.
next season, or longer on Netflix.
True.
Or you now have to schedule your viewing with your DVR and whatever. We're all assuming we don't have cable TV, right? In this
I do
scenario. And so if you have Hulu, yes, you have to watch some commercials, but I really don't mind a commercial break. It's fine. You can stay up to date with the last 5 episodes that have come out within like
current.
the day or two after it airs. And so I think predominantly we watch them both. I have all 3, and we watch. Yeah, and they're totally pirated accounts from family members and whatever, right? But one of them I share, and then people share back.
Thank you.
That's against the law, but yeah, right. Thank you. But
You don't.
yeah,
You don't.
not enough. But I really like Hulu because of that reason. And there's, as far as TV goes, like TV shows, I think it has a bigger library than Hulu.
Oh, okay.
So, and which I think is more what I have a harder time committing to like a 2-hour movie sit down session, whereas I can like just binge watch 2 20-minute episodes or something like that. So it's easier for me, I think, to do this.
See, when I get a chance to watch TV, I'll sit down and watch 7 episodes, 8 episodes.
Yeah,
And that's where I like the Netflix better.
yeah.
So
So you lean in Netflix?
I'm leaning more Netflix.
Yeah, not
But it's still
Crunchyroll.
kind of tough for you though to make that decision. Right?
I like.
Well, only because he gets Hulu for free for me.
I'm still paying for it though.
You're still paying for Hulu?
Yes.
Ow.
Really? How?
What?
What? Because I had my own before I got it from you actually.
Oh, and you're still paying for that one?
Yeah.
Well, now who's the fool?
Well, because that's the one that's on the Xbox. I can't delete yours off my PlayStation.
Oh, well, then you should cancel your own.
But that's the one that's on the Xbox in the
You
main
can pay
room.
me $7.99 a month if you want. Just use mine.
This is gonna be an off-the-air topic, I believe.
Yeah,
Off-the-air topic.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jack? Which one do you go with? Crunchyroll?
We already talked
all the way
about
up?
it before we got-
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix
All right.
is just, Daredevil. That's on
Yes.
Netflix.
Okay. And there's
They do have some money. As far as the exclusive Netflix
yeah.
versus exclusive Hulu's, I do give it to Netflix.
And
I can-
for the most part, they just have a lot of stuff. Like, it's not too often where I can't find anything on Netflix. And usually then I can't. If it's on Amazon, you probably have to pay for it.
Yep.
Like, ridiculous price. $15 for a movie that's digital? No.
Yeah.
Well, I say that said
Smell it.
with the Netflix, there is quite a few shows. Animes excluded because I've not been too pleased with most animes.
Right.
But there's been quite a few shows where I've picked them up and watched them, knowing nothing about them, just because it said Netflix original, and they've been really good.
Totally.
Yeah. Which, coincidentally, that is why your price went up. Because they're investing billions, like literally billions of dollars more into making Netflix exclusives.
I do like those though.
But I think Amazon's about to come out, like, out the door swinging. I've been starting to watch Man in the High Castle. That's really good. It's like if the Nazis and the Japanese won the war and they, like, took America. And it's not Wolfenstein levels of crazy. They don't have giant robots, but it's, like, more believable. And it's pretty messed up and it's pretty compelling because you want to know everything that happened. And, like, how did they win the war? What's it like now? It's a really good show.
And Mr. Robot is on there. I think Mr. Robot's pretty good.
I started that. I heard a lot of good things.
They implement music and cinematography really well, which are 2 things that'll totally grab me if I'm watching a show.
My rebuttal against you though, as far as I guess I'm not in such high demand to watch things right away.
Yeah.
So I still do like the conveniency of it being kind of stockpiled for me.
Yeah.
And I'll go back later. Like the whole new, the original series or what, Narcos. I love, amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
I watched that. That
love
was cool. Yeah.
The season 3 came out. I'm like, it's about time. I've been waiting and waiting, and it was a weekend thing. Yeah,
That's what you say about everything that comes out on Netflix. It's about time.
It's about time. Yeah. So for that's what I like the conveniency for it. I'm not slamming Hulu. I guess I just don't know enough about it, but it sounds like it's even better though too because you get it a little quicker. But for me, again, it's not a big rush. To me to watch it, and so
and again, I think a big thing that probably emphasizes that for you compared to all of us is you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's the.
You don't get as much
I have
just
to kind of plan
me time, right?
I gotta plan some me time.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's me time.
Yeah.
You're gunning.
So, real quick, I know we didn't spin to it, but since we're on the topic, we'll do one last question. Real quick answers. What are you binge watching then on Netflix right now? If you went home right now, what would you be watching?
Well, I just finished. What is it? The Ranch.
Yeah.
Where-
Oh my god, that's the worst show in the world.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
matter. I
That show
like
sucks
It-
so much.
it
It
goes
goes
so
so
I
bad.
like
Waste of time.
Okay,
You don't have
I got-
any
Wow,
time.
Benny,
I like
Benny,
Sam
you were up
Elliott.
here,
Fine.
and now
Knock
you're
me off my- Fine. I don't
No, okay,
care.
okay.
Never back you. Never again. Never again.
season 3, it got a lot more drama-y,
Well, of course.
but I appreciated it for that.
Oh my god, you watched
It got
3
so much better.
seasons of that garbage.
yeah.
Yeah, my
It-
roommates,
it's
my
real.
roommates love that show.
All right, you stick with your Netflix. I don't want you over here on Hulu.
But no, I did like the ranch. It was pretty good.
I know you
by the
did.
end of it.
I know you
They're
did.
combining like the Midwest, like everyone doesn't think they know what's going on in the East and the West Coast on like socializing and
It's like a soap opera and a comedy mashed together.
Right,
It's the
but-
And they
weirdest,
totally
most
pitched the Chevy
ridiculous
versus
thing.
Ford. I mean, can it get any better?
Oh my god.
And
By the
how
way,
do you go
Ford
wrong with
rules.
Sam Elliott. I'm sorry, the guy's still doing it. Roadhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, need I say more? He was in Roadhouse and he's still doing. I'm sorry.
And wasn't it Tombstone? I think that's the other one
Yes.
he's in.
Yep.
Where he gets
Yep.
shot and he's only got the
Yep.
one arm.
No, you're
and
right.
he pulls his woman over and
Yep.
he's like,
Yep.
"Don't worry, baby, I can still rock you with one arm."
See?
Right?
See,
So,
I'm gonna
I know
convert you.
Sam
I'm gonna
Elliott,
convert you.
right?
I'm gonna convert you.
And
though.
what's for dinner?
Beef.
Beef. That's right. All right, what are you binge watching, Jay?
Binge watching right now. I'm actually watching Vikings a second time.
All right, no, that's fine. You can do that. You want to hear? Okay, you thought you guys get ready to shame me because this is what I'm binge watching, and it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I'm totally breaking all my
All
own
right.
rules.
All right.
Canada's worst handyman. It's
What?
hilarious.
I read across that and was like, nah, that can't be. Now I'm going
So
to.
bad, dude.
That's
It's
what
so bad. I binged a
Wow.
whole season.
Are you
And
serious?
Yes, I started watching it
Wow.
while working on the wheel, and I just let it play. I got sucked in. I watched all 10 episodes of
Wow.
Canada's Worst Handyman. My favorite, these guys are so bad. My favorite is when the guy busts out the Sawzall, because he thinks they all want to use the Sawzall or hammer.
Who doesn't?
They hammer screws in. Like, these guys are so bad.
What?
Right? Yeah. It's like a, it's
That's
like a
a for real
contest to
thing.
see. It's for real, dude. They take all the dude wants to do is cut this little teeny dowel. So he takes the Sawzall and puts it on it and tries to cut it.
And it's
But
all
his hand just moves with it. And he can't cut any. I cracked up so hard, dude. That show's so bad.
You know why you
I
cracked
think
up?
it's because we've all been
I was
there.
saying,
We thought we could do it
You know
too.
why you cracked up
Yeah,
so
when
hard?
we
Because
were
you did
like
it.
10, right? Like, we're not like in our 40s or 50s. You should see
Yeah.
these people out there.
We
It's
weren't in our
ridiculous.
40s.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's my terrible answer. I'm back down here with you, buddy.
No, that's good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right? I lost
Thank
all
you.
cred.
Thank
Lost
you.
all. We both lost all cred.
Right, this
Yeah.
together.
Wow. You did.
Yeah, totally. What's yours?
You're outnumbered.
Oh, you gave yours. What's yours, Jack? Lay it on
Current
us.
ones.
Ones.
One. Give us one.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, quit trying to
Limited
steal all the
time here.
glory over there.
Limited time.
Come on, it's our last one.
I'm just gonna list them
I
off.
can even give you the last word.
Psychopaths, Man in the High
All right,
Castle,
to all the nerds.
Twin Peaks, and Stranger Things season 2.
all right.
Still working on Twin Peaks. It's great. I love it.
Well, thank you, Benny, for joining us again.
My pleasure. Thanks for having
Awesome.
me.
It's been a good after party. Thanks for
Obviously,
helping
it was
us
that
break
good
in the
because
wheel.
I'm empty.
Right,
Oh, I
right.
can fix that.
We might.
Let's do one last time.
let's
to
do it.
all the nerds,
Through
through all the fuzz, bottoms up. Let's get nerd buzz.
Woo! Cheers, ladies. Good job.
Talking about beers, talking about nerd culture.
This is the
Can't
last
believe you watched
drop.
the ranch.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
They can't even
Marcus
see
and Jeremiah.
I don't watch that part.
They know.
I just do it.
They know.
You're on Nerd Buzz.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why